You are turning in 10 minutes of BPTV News, brought to you by Bình Phuoc Television Station and Newspaper, and with you with the latest news for today. Binh Phuoc ranks 17 in GRDP. Binh Phuoc launches Historical Archive Center. Prime Minister chairs meeting to remove obstacles for national key transport projects. Diplomat looks back 50 years of Vietnam franchise. Binh Phuoc Province gross regional domestic product (GRDP) rose to 17th position in Vietnam in the first quarter of the year. Agriculture, forestry, and fishery increased 9.4%, industry and construction 3.4%, and services 10.3%.
According to a report from the Provincial People's Committee, exports saw a good size in the first quarter of this year, with turnover rising more than 10% year-on-year and fulfilling 22% of the annual plan. Import turnover was estimated at nearly $470 million, a decline of 28% over the same time last year, reaching 21% of the annual plan. Total state budget revenue reached 19% of the estimate assigned by the Ministry of Finance and 17% of the target in the resolution from the Provincial People's Council. In the field of investment attraction, the first 3 months of this year also saw some good results. Specifically, domestic investment attraction reached 16% of the annual plan. Notably, 9 foreign direct investment projects were licensed in the first quarter, with capital more than $57 million, or 19% of the annual plan, and up more than 95% year-on-year.
A survey of job positions and the number of people working in public education institutions reveals that Binh Phuoc Province needs more 1,489 staff in total.
By 2025, Binh Phuoc Province is required to cut 10% of its total staff under the state payroll, or 1,960 salaried workers. Under the plan, the province can recruit 198 educational staff under the state payroll, but the number cannot cover the number of staff being let go. In order to address the difficulties, the provincial education sector is offering short-term contracts with teachers to fill vacancies or adjusting class times to ensure a sufficient number of lessons are provided. However, the shortage of teachers remains a dilemma that has a major impact on teaching and studies in the long term and creates significant pressure, especially in complying with the new educational program.
Binh Phuoc Province had held a ceremony to announce a decision to establish a historical archive center.
Formerly the provincial branch of records and archives, the Historical Archive Center of Binh Phuoc Province, under the Department of Home Affairs, is tasked with managing historical archives from the province, collecting, correcting, preserving, archiving, and promoting the value of archives from agencies, organizations, and units in the province, and providing public storage services. The center has focused on digitizing documents and updating data, contributing to shortening the time needed when searching for documents. Its establishment is a generous trend in line with the development of technology, meeting needs in document preservation and use to ensure future access and reliability and fulfilling requirements in the management and use of electronic documents. At the ceremony, the organizer announced decision to establish a center, appoint its director and other personnel, and establish a sections.
Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính on April 12 asked the State Steering Committee for National Key Transport Projects to regularly review and inspect the projects so as to complete the heavy workload until 2026.
Presiding over a session of the committee, the government leader noted that the state has earmarked over $17 billion for transport development for the 2021-2026 period. The transport projects have been scattered across the country, connecting 6 socio-economic regions. Chính, who is also head of the committee, said to boost public investment, ministries and agencies must step up administrative reform, approve projects quickly, work harder in site clearance, and speed up construction work. He also said public investment helps create jobs and livelihoods for people, stir up economic activities as per national development. The Prime Minister urged committee members and leaders of ministries, agencies, and localities to raise a sense of responsibility and actively fight corruption during the rollout of national key transport projects.
Vietnam and France established diplomatic relations at the ambassadorial level on April 12, 1973. The year 2023 marks many important events between the two countries, celebrating 50 years of their diplomatic relations and 10 years of their strategic partnership. On this occasion, French ambassador to Vietnam, Nicolas Guarneri, granted an interview to Vietnam news agency reporters.
French ambassador to Vietnam, Nicolas Guarneri, said that this special year is an important to look back on the past journey and reflect on the future of cooperation between the two countries. According to the ambassador, economic cooperation is one of the important areas of bilateral relationship. Two-way trade tripled from about $1.6 billion in 2009 to $5.3 billion in 2019. As of March, France was the second largest investor in the European Union and ranked 16th out of the 143 countries and territories pouring capital into Vietnam, with 673 projects totaling $3.8 billion. Over the past half a century, despite all the ups and downs, the friendship between Vietnam and France has become more effective in all fields, the ambassador said. France always considers education and training a priority in its cooperation activities in Vietnam, while cultural exchanges between the two countries are increasingly developing as well.
The northern province of Hawaiian topped the 2022 Provincial Governance and Public Administration Performance Index, BABI, the United Nations Development Programme, UNDP, announced on April 12.
This is the second time Quang Ninh has held the highest position in the 12 years. The PAPI survey has been conducted in Vietnam. PAPI measures 8 dimensions: participation at local levels, transparency, vertical accountability, control of corruption, public administrative procedures, public service delivery, environmental governance and e-government. With a record 16,117 respondents, randomly selected from all of Vietnam's 63 provinces and cities, PAPI is in a unique position to deliver invaluable insights into government performance at all levels 2 years into its 2021 to 2026 term, and actualize the 2023 legislative agenda.
In the 4 years since the Comprehensive and Progressive Agreement for Trans-Pacific Partnership came into force, Australia has become the 6th largest export market for Vietnamese seafood.
Figures show that from 2018 to 2022, the value of seafood Australia imported from Vietnam continuously rose, from $197 million in 2018 to $365 million in 2022. The figure reached $63 million in the first quarter of 2023. Australia is the only country among the top 6 seafood export markets for Vietnam that posts such high and continuous growth. Vietnam now leads the list of seafood exporting countries to Australia, accounting for 23% of the total. Under the CPTPP, seafood products such as shrimp, pangasius, and others imported from Vietnam to Australia are subject to tariff of 0%.
Hawaiian City in the central province of Hawaiian will not charge visitors to East Asian town until the plan gets public acceptance, according to a local leader.
The Hawaiian Party Committee had ordered the City People's Committee to hold off the plan to collect entry fees from every tourist beginning on the 15th of May by establishing separate lanes for local people and international visitors. Hawaiian will have discussions with residents and businesses to devise a solution that is both efficient and acceptable. The local administration will hold a press briefing to make public the plan once an agreement has been reached. Currently, travelers only need to purchase tickets to specific sites in Hawaiian, while the rest of the Old Town is free to explore. One-way tickets for foreign travelers cost 120,000 Vietnam dong, $5 and 12 cents, while those for domestic visitors cost only 80,000 Vietnam dong, $3 and 41 cents.
That is the end of our bulletin today. To rewatch this news, you can download BPTV Go or visit our website and YouTube channel. Thanks for staying with us and see you next time.